Ulster is one of the most linguistically rich places in the world. Let's start at the beginning. You've got Irish. Think about your own surnames, your own townland names. So that's part of who we are. And then there's the Scots element. Ulster Scots is a fascinating linguistic importation from Scotland into Ireland. And then, of course, what's often forgotten in all of this is you can talk about your Irish, you can talk about your Ulster Scots, but what do most of us do? We speak our Mid-Ulster English.
This hybrid, which is what Ulster has today, is really Scottish, Irish, Northern Hiberno English, this lovely blend which makes our language so unique.
If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Every language develops its own nuanced vocabulary, a verbal representation of the hearts, minds, trials, and traditions of a people. In Ireland's case, the language is inextricably entwined with centuries of British occupation, leading to language and cultural erosion, at times under penalty of prison or death, simply for speaking Irish. Next, you can listen to the different regional dialects pronouncing words that 40 years ago you would have found in Hiberno English. First Ulster, the northern dialect, then Connacht, West Country, and last Munster, the southern dialect.
Banu. Banov.
Banov.
Bral. Brahal.
Brahal. Cluenachorer.
Cluenachorer.
Cluenachorer. Clada. Cladoch. Clodach.
Sadly, today, many young people wouldn't recognize any of those words. This chart shows the percentage of people who use Irish on a daily basis. The darker green areas represent the higher percentages of the population that use Irish. According to UNESCO, Irish is an endangered language. The Hiberno English of a few decades ago was littered with so much Gaelic that you might not recognize it as English. But those pastoral Irish loanwords are rapidly disappearing. They are being traded for the World Wide Web of English, and with that change, a lifestyle, a connection with nature, and an Irish identity is altered forever. Seems like there's always a bit of the good with a bit of the bad. There are over 7,000 languages with a prediction that over 50% will be extinguished. Is there anything we can do to slow down the path we are on to take a more careful consideration of our collective human plight for food, shelter, water, and a little happiness along the way? On a positive note, here are people celebrating differences.
So let's have a listen to some of the most common phrases you may hear from an Irishman. Bear in mind, Joel is Northern Irish. So here are 5 common phrases.
What's the crack?
What's going on?
Dead on.
Fine.
Egypt.
Idiot.
Aye.
Yes.
Scundered.
Embarrassed. Let's put some of those phrases together. Joel, what's the crack?
Dead on. What's the crack with you?
Well, I feel like an idiot.
Scundered.